Well, this week's Democratic National Convention has brought back bittersweet memories to a Sioux Falls woman of another convention held in Chicago. Rita Sorensen was an enthusiastic supporter of Vice President Hubert Humphrey when she attended the 1968 DNC. But as KELOLAND's Perry Groten reports, the constant threat of violence during that convention meant Sorensen never strayed far from her personal bodyguard.
Rita Sorensen often feels in the political minority as a longtime Democrat.
Being a Democrat in South Dakota is not very much fun.
But back in 1968, Sorensen, who was living in Minnesota then, joined thousands of her fellow Democrats attending their party's national convention in Chicago. Sorensen's husband at the time was a campaign aide to Vice President Hubert Humphrey. Sorensen has fond memories of Humphrey, who would go on to win his party's nomination for president.
I just loved him. He was so kind and so gentle. Yes, it was a very nice, it was always nice to interact with him because he was always very kind.
But the convention was marred by violent confrontations between police and protesters demonstrating against the Vietnam War.
It was a very scary time.
But the violence wasn't limited to the streets of Chicago. CBS newsman Dan Rather was roughed up by security guards while trying to interview a delegate on the convention floor.
I know you will, but don't push me. Take your hands off of me unless you plan to arrest me.
Sorensen was even assigned her own bodyguard during the convention.
Anytime we went outdoors or got in an elevator or whatever, we were always protected. And so, but it was a good convention, but it was quite scary with the fact that there was so much rioting going on.
Sorensen says she's much less politically engaged these days and has not followed the events of this week's DNC that included protests by mostly peaceful pro-Palestinian demonstrators. A sharp contrast from the violence that erupted during her time in Chicago 56 years ago.
And that was such a strange thing for me because I was from Minnesota,
In Sioux Falls, Perry Groten, KELOLAND News.
Sorensen says that her bodyguard wore a uniform and was armed. She says that she could hear the rioting taking place, but for safety reasons was never allowed to get close enough to witness the rioting. Her candidate, Hubert Humphrey, would go on to lose to Republican Richard Nixon in the 1968 presidential election.